Well, it's been a long day, and I tell you what, I have learnt a lot today about IC2KLs, and probably worth the experience, to be honest. They really are a great amplifier, once you get past a few of the setbacks. But yeah, we've been able to get into this one and really probably get enough knowledge, hopefully, to maybe fix the other one. Who knows? I've certainly pulled out every board of these things and had it to bits today. Anyway, instead of raving on about how I learnt the hard way, let's have a look, and here we go. Hello, test 1 2. Hello, and I'm just hitting that nicely. Hello, letting it just peak up to 450 watts there. Actually, I'll come in on the meter. You know what? I can even see the meter better through my glasses through the camera. Hello, 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 1 2, hello, 1 2, hello. If you run it at that sort of level, I reckon it will probably run a very long time. I'm going to keep this one. It's funny. Scotty ended up buying another amp, and I was really happy that he did. He's bought an Icom, so as people know, we're the Icom agents, and he loves what I've been telling him about Icom for about probably 2 or 3 years now. So he's done the right thing and bought a very, very nice amplifier. And I've got to say, look, as much as I'm raving on about this Icom, I've got a couple of Icoms. I've got the 2000 and the 1500 sitting inside in the Radio Shack, and great amps they really are, for sure. But for the collector in me, this will probably go up with, I'm probably going to put this together. I've got a IC751 and a few other bits and pieces, the ATU and all the bits, and I think we'll just put this with that lineup, and it's certainly get a bit of use every now and again, but they're more sort of an amp for posterity, I think, these days. Although if it still works. Hang on, let's just try it again. Hello, hello. What's the magic thing everybody says these days? Audio. Yeah. Now I've set the ALC pretty much so that it can't get over 500 watts at the moment. You can pump as much power in as you want, and it'll cut back. And it's probably a nice spot to have it at. I've been known to run these a little harder myself, and I've never had one go, actually. It's just one of those things where today we learnt so much about the filter boards, which from what by the way, I actually, down here in the mess, oh God, there's a bit of stuff down here. This is a look at a reflowed filter board. So with the other one that's sitting on the other bench, I'll put that all back together, and suspect that's going to have a little bit of a problem on this board over here, believe it or not. There's something a bit strange going on. I picked up on this one, and this is a lot of switching happens on here, and if you remember the previous video, if you were watching that one, how the amp was doing a couple of funnies with between the two switches, how it was operating, where at the moment linear on, linear off, and power on, power off, and that's takes a little bit to just drain down. But the previous one was turning on okay like that, but then the light was off in the off position of the linear, and no, it was the other way around, wasn't it? No, I think it was on. Oh, anyway, it was all back to front. Anyway, so we cheated a little bit there, and I stole one of these boards and said, I reckon one of the boards has got a fault on it. Now, that may be the only fault that's wrong with this other amp, which if it is, hey, beauty. But we'll see. All right, this is one more time into a dummy load, by the way. Hello, hello. As you can see, just hitting that 500 peak. Hello. Yeah, so you know what? That's really a good result. Now, I'm not going to lie to you. I started today thinking probably just find something very, very simple that, it doesn't matter that I don't really have much to do with IC2KLs. Never fixed one. We were Icom agents and never had one in for repair. It's now, I don't know, 7 or 8 o'clock, I think, something like that. I started on this at 1 o'clock today, So that should tell you how much that I learnt today, because I learnt the hard way. But great, great layout. Once look, once you've been through it a few times and you've jumped in and pulled it to bits 6 or 7 times, and you've worked out that there are smarter ways to do things. My biggest mistake was pulling the whole bottom panel off, which of course is the support for this, and you can do it that way, and I found that it gave me a lot of flexibility to get to things. And if you need to get to that bottom PA board, which I did, you've got to take that whole cover off. But once if you've got a problem with the parallel board, that they run 2 of these back over into the spot right here. So this is board A, board B. Once you've got that side working okay, I would highly recommend getting that cover back on, just for the fact that it's not so flimsy then, because otherwise you've got the front floating around, the back floating around, the PA stage wobbling around everywhere, and this bit here doing the same. So and for those that want to check, yes, I did put the shield back on, just in case. But yeah. Look, the other thing too, just to note, which was just something that had to be set up, this protection here, so this is the adjustment here on the sideboard for your protection. So once you've got your ALC set up, you can actually set that protection up so that it really is going to stop you from doing something stupid as well. You can make it protect at, say, 600 watts, and it'll just say click no. So if you really want to safeguard that, you certainly can just sort of fine-tune that a bit. Equally, when you're moving, say, one of these boards from this to another amp, that adjustment will vary. So that was why I actually started heading down that path. All right, well, anyway, all going. Come on, let's do it one more time. Audio, audio, audio. Yeah, waiting for smoke to come out of it. I know, so am I. All right, I'm going to put the covers back on this, and we'll chuck that with the 751 and a few other bits and pieces, and we'll call that a day, though. I think I've had enough out here. And anyone that thinks I'm in my brand new sort of room and workshop area, I'm not. I'm in the shed. And it's been one of those days today where, oh geez, there's been every storm come in, and it's been a doozy. Not into the shed, sorry, but on top of the shed. I've heard some rainfall that I've thought, bloody hell, that's incredible. But good for the dam. By the way, the dam's nearly overflowing. So how's that? 3 days ago I was complaining that there's not enough water in the dam, so we fixed that problem real fast. Right, 73s, this is VK3 Charlie Mike, a little tired, and I've got to go into surgery on Monday, so I wanted to get this out of the way if I could over the weekend, and then sort of I'll be a little bit laid up for a bit. So if you don't see as many videos from me, I'm not dead, I'm just recuperating a little bit, so nothing that's going to kill me. 73s VK3 CM.